Requiem is the newest and the 14th studio album by the band Korn, one of the biggest bands to come out of the nu metal scene in the 1990s. They have been around for almost about 30 years now, which is crazy. They gained mild success after their debut album entitled Korn in 1994, but it really wasn't until their third album in 1998 called Follow the Leader when they really took off and became this huge band, thanks to singles like Freak on a Leash. And they've still been a pretty popular band since then. They still had plenty of hits in the 2000s. I myself am not really a huge Korn fan. I wouldn't say they're as bad as some of the other nu metal bands that came up around the same time they did, but overall their sound, their style of music isn't really my thing, and I've come across very little of their material that I've actually enjoyed. I think it's cool though that they have been around this long and they've stayed together as a band. That's, obviously not an easy thing to do, to keep a band together for almost 3 decades now. So I will certainly commend them for that. This is the closest thing I have to Korn, so it'll do for now. Not sponsored, by the way. I'm just hungry. With the release of this new album, I really have nothing different to say. I'm still not a huge fan of this band, and this album is really just more of the same. And I really don't see much evolution in this band's sound at all from their debut. I mean, even a band like Linkin Park, although I'm certainly much more of a fan of their earlier stuff, at least they try to experiment to do different things and then just repeat the same formula that was working for them in the first album over and over again. But, I don't want to be a complete pessimist here. I didn't hate this album. It did have some modes of enjoyment for me, so I'll go over some of those right now. The opening track, Forgotten, has this nice genty riff at the beginning. I like the screams and the chorus. I really like the intro of Let the Dark Do the Rest. It's very quiet and creepy. It almost sounds like something out of, Five Nights at Freddy's. Start the Healing's the next track. It was the lead single to this album, and I don't know why this happens throughout the album, but in this song in particular, Jonathan Davis's vocals sound like Chad Kroeger from Nickelback. Should've been down, I should've. Lost in the Grandeur is the first song here that I actually really like a lot. The intro to this is sick. I love the guitars. It almost sounds like some kind of record scratch, like wah, wah, wah. And I love the transition from the post-chorus to the bridge. It's very quiet and low-key in the post-chorus, and the bridge is this big, loud release of energy, I guess is how I would put it. It's a very cool moment. And you could also say that the song is kind of self-aware of the album, and the band kind of knows what they're doing, but they continue to do it for some reason. And Disconnect is a very Korn-sounding song. I think it has a pretty decent second verse. Hopeless and Beaten had some pretty cool, creepily sung vocals from Jonathan Davis, kind of remind me a little bit of Let the Dark Do the Rest. And then the last track, Worse on Its Way, has this loud, beefy, heavy riff at the beginning. The song also seems to employ some electronics in the mix of it, which I think is pretty cool. I like the addition of the acoustic guitar at the pre-chorus. Even Jonathan Davis partakes in some scatting in this song, which is pretty awesome actually. Scatting, if you don't know what that is, it's the same thing he does in the song Freak on a Leash, the whole boom, tap, tap, boom, tap, tap, boom. I love that part of that song, and he does it again here. I mean, he's really good at it. I don't know, I feel like he should just scat the whole time instead of singing. Cool outro as well, the way it faded out. But on the whole, this album does quite a few things wrong. And there were a number of things that I just thought could have been improved with it. One of them is the production. It is incredibly boring and predictable. They really just don't do anything different or new with this album. The sound of it, at times, even just sounded too quiet. I feel like they just could have made some of the songs a little bit louder. A lot of the choruses, a lot of the hooks throughout this album are very weak and at times even sort of ruin a song. The lyrics as well are incredibly cliche. They're all virtually about the same thing in every song, relating to psychological topics about being in pain. The pain I have, I can't conceal. The hurt inside is dark, surreal. So yeah, overall, I mean, I wasn't really surprised. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I did like it a little more than I thought I would, but still not a great album. Still not a great band, in my opinion. And I'm gonna give Requiem a D+. And yeah, here's my rating system, whatever. You know, it's not the worst album I've heard this year. Well, maybe it is actually. Well, it's not the worst album I've ever heard. I'll say that. I mean, needless to say, obviously I have done reviews that have been lower than a D+ on this channel. What did you think of this album? If you've listened to it, I'm curious to know what big Korn fans think of this project from them. I imagine they probably enjoy it. I think if you do like this band and you like a lot of their material, you'll probably get some enjoyment out of this as well. But yeah, if you have listened to it, I would love to know what you think of it, or if you have any favorite tracks off the album. And that is all I got for you guys. Thank you all for watching. It's been a while since I did an album review, so it's good to get this one out. And yeah, just thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Yeah. Peace out.